bet he doesn't. Estonia now, 170. But he is going for a new PB.
Number 3, Andros from Estonia, 170 kilos, his third and final attempt.
David reflect on that, particularly with Petrov in mind. Be good to see him put up a good show. Olympics in Sydney, Kakashvilis with 405. The retirement of Kolechki with the back problems allowed him to give up his last 2 clean and jerks. He didn't need to take them, and so he was the winner of the gold medal in Sydney by virtue of lighter body weight, with Petrov in 3rd place. And Petrov was only 2.5 kilos off 3rd place, and he did that with only 2 good lifts out of 6. Atlanta Olympic champion. And Petrov, one of 2 men who've served their time for being found positive for illegal substances. Petrov one was a bizarre one because his girlfriend was accused of doctoring his food. And I think at the end of the day, although he was disqualified, the excuse was proven because he was disqualified after the 95 World Championships, but allowed to compete in Atlanta, which was obviously only a year, and he actually won that gold medal. So now the Estonian for his 3rd and final attempt. No, so no personal best, I'm afraid. The other man who's been in trouble with the authorities back in 1997, Vadim Vakachuk of Moldavia. But in a sense, David, I'm glad to see the World Anti-Doping WADA, taking a much more aggressive policy, getting out to the far-flung corners, and, sort of really at least, in a sense, letting everybody know that they will get to Moldavia and Azerbaijan and 1 or 2 countries which until now have been decidedly difficult to get to.
Yeah, well, they should, I suppose they should concentrate on countries that don't have a random testing in place as we do.
So this is Vakachuk of Moldavia, 29 years of age. When he's not on the weightlifting stage, he's a captain in the police. Now that's not a bad start. Now he snatched 117, and that's already a better start than his November finish. He did have 2 cracks at 175, didn't make either of them, so it'd be interesting to see how he goes. Caruso, Petrov, the whole gaggle of them there about to get underway. Stoyanov, the first of the 2 Bulgarians.
Number 1, Nikola Stoyanov from Bulgaria, 175 kilos, his first attempt.
Now Stoyanov, a very effective junior, this man, David. He was junior world champion back in 1998. Beating the likes of Vladimir Shmorchkov, if you can remember him from Russia. And he was second in Europe to Pasheyev That was in Slovakia a year ago. So we've got the European gold and silver medalists in this afternoon's lineup. So the 23-year-old Bulgarian makes a good start, and for those of you tuned in from Bulgaria to David and myself, you must have been enjoying the last couple of days with Galibin Boevsky and Georgy Markov, and also Zlatan Vanev. Interesting enough, David, one or two things have emerged there. We were talking about, you know, financial rewards. I gather that Boevsky, who lives in the German Bundesliga, he does about 12 a season, and he's getting about 5,000 euros for each one, which sort of equates to about $40,000. And apparently his national bonus, obviously through the government for winning the European title here, is about $20,000. So that would put him on something like $60,000 a year, which in Bulgaria is not bad money.
Big money. Yeah.
Caruso, first attempt. Volodymyr Caruso.
Yes, had lots and lots of problems with a bursitis in his hip.
Yes, he's had numerous back problems as well. But he is a man who's contributed a great deal to German weightlifting. We'll have a chance to talk about him a little bit more when he comes back for his second attempt. Now, Alexei Petrov, I think like you, I'd really like to see him have a good afternoon here. He's 27 years of age, the Olympic champion in Atlanta, the bronze medalist at Sydney. And at one time, he did actually try to move to Sweden, but that nationality attempt was changed. Now he's got a best snatch of 182.5, and I think he might get there on the evidence of what we've just seen.
Well, that's the most impressive lifting I've seen today.
So Petrov into Sace by virtue of slightly heavier body weight. It's Stoyanov of Bulgaria who leads, Petrov, both of them on 175. And here's the other of the Bulgarians. This is, they call him Atanasov, but we know him a little better as Milen Dobrev. Lifts in Plovdiv. Now, he didn't get a total last year in the European Championships, but he's moving up, David. 85 up now to this 94 kilo class. Third in the world at the 85 kilo championship. So very interesting to see what he does now.
Oh, he looks really good in this new weight class.
Well muscled, isn't he? Aaron, in the 85 kilo category, he had a 175 as a PB.
So opening on his personal best in the lighter weight class.
And looking so comfortable. It's excellent. You can really see the position there that he got the bar into. Yeah. Very light on his feet as well. Bakachuk now, 175. This is all very close. Bakachuk, who weighed in at 94 kilos. So this wouldn't give him the lead, because the other good news for Dobrev or Atanasov is that at 92.35, he's the light man in the final. So that could be all important as well.
So close. Of course, him taking his second at 175 means that Pashayev, who had 175 down in his opener, must be coming in at least 177.5. Otherwise, we'd have seen him first.
Well, I tell you what, our spy in the camp's been at work, and she's... we know her as the woman in black because she always wears black leotard and weightlifting outfit. That's Dominika Misterska. And she popped over to the table. You may remember that last night she absolutely disagreed with the pair of us. She was right, we were totally wrong. So she's put her money on Pashayev, the world silver medalist, to take the European crown this time. Been 2 in a row because he won the European Championship in Slovakia last year. Now, Caruso, European champion in '98, world silver medalist in the same year, Olympic bronze medalist back in Atlanta. Frank Mantek looks on. They've sorted it out. Very good. That's what we needed to see. Now they've got to decide, David, where they go from here. Is he in condition to take more than 5 kilos as an increase for the third and final attempt? So it'll be Vakachuk to come out. Caruso in the World Championships, 177.5. And you'd have expected him to improve a bit since last November, David. So I would think 180. But whether we dare 182.5, not sure.
He has a personal best of 183. He did have the European record at one point.
And Vakachuk just has to be thankful that he's got the 172.5 first attempt.
So the bar is going to 180. So Caruso will be taking at least that.
So Pashayev, the European champion, the world silver medalist, opening up on a weight just 2.5 kilos short of his poundage from the World Championships. Pashayev went 177.5 as an opener, then tried 182.5. Didn't get it at the first attempt, but got it second time around. So the 21-year-old Azerbaijani lifter makes an early mistake. And he was a long way from getting that lift, David.
Yes, I was surprised to see that. All the lifts I've seen him do in the past have all looked really, really strong and easy.
Well, we saw, a couple of hours ago, Azanidze in the 85 kilo class, who looked a clear favourite on paper, just scrape home by virtue of body weight. Pashayev looked as if he was certainly one of the front runners here. Is he going to crumble and open the door for one or two others? Now Stoyanov looked very good first time.
Yeah, Stoyanov looked good. Alexei Petrov looked very good.
Bit sharp on the bar.
Looked as if his thumb tape slipped off. These bars are very sharp though there, but it's obviously a brand new bar. And most people are not used to training on brand new bars.
But I think it was Stoyanov, this man, Milan Atanasov or Milan Dobrev and Petrov were the three that shone out really, David. So Atanasov, who's actually still in the lead at the moment in the snatch by virtue of his lighter body weight, ahead of Stoyanov, 92.35, Stoyanov 93.70, and he's just ahead of Caruso, who's in bronze medal position ahead of Alexei Petrov. Petrov, of course, with still a couple of lifts to come. Likewise, Pashayev. Now, this could really make things interesting. And it does, David, because he's now 5 kilos clear of the field, and he's got lighter body weight on the lot. So he's essentially, he's got almost a 7.5 kilo advantage. And I think that might wake a few people up. And the Bulgarians in these middleweights having really good lifters. Pashayev now. Well, if he wants to defend his title, he's got to get this and then stay close with his third lift. Now Pashayev, 93 kilos 45, so this would, if successful, take him up into second place. Now he's,
oh dear.
He's walking all over the place. You can't walk around with a bar like that, David.
He just doesn't look as sharp as he has done in the past.
And at the moment, you know, the way, just looking at the body language, we can see him walking off the stage. He's disconsolate. He's not with it.
So Caruso's very much in the competition. If he gets this, he's going to be in there with a real shout for a medal.
Well, not only is Pashayev under pressure, he's under pressure of not getting a total at all. And if Pashayev were to fail, that would take one, if not, it takes the favourite out. So, Ollie Caruso. Back in competition in Antalya last November for the first time in 3 years.
Yes, it'd be nice to see him do something good today.
Every time he does something like that, you hold your breath and hope that he hasn't done anything worse than drop the bar, but he's okay. It means that he stays in third place, and we have Pashayev with one lift. We've got Milan Dobrev in the lead with still one. Stoyanov has got one, and Petrov has got two. And Petrov, I think he's the big danger now. But Stoyanov, remember at the moment, is 5 kilos down. He's heavier than Dobrev. So he must be feeling very confident. Now Stoyanov. Now this is just to put him on the same number of kilos as Atanasova, Milan Dobrev. Let's call him Dobrev, because I can't keep doing this all afternoon. We'll call him Dobrev. So suddenly, after a reasonably positive start, the failures are mounting, and Dobrev with his two good lifts really promised move up from 85 to 94 kilos, And it's Pashayev who's got to go for this for a third and final time. Now, if Pashayev does do this, of course, it does move him up into second place, which means that at worst, David, he will be pushed down into the bronze medal position by Petrov. But arguably more important, it'll put him back in the competition. Well, why on earth did he not do that at the first and indeed at the second attempt? Because that was excellent.
Yep. That's what we're used to seeing.
I mean, he just came out very positive, super speed, really exploded up with the bar. He's got 180 and he's gone into the silver medal position. So now it's Petrov who's going to take the minimum. But he's not going to take the minimum increase. He's actually going to be taking a 7.5 kilo increase to lift him up into the lead. 175 kilos achieved so far by Petrov, and it'll be 182.5 for his second attempt. Here he is. 17 world-class medals he's notched up in his time, and like the boxing stats, David, they're pretty impressive. 15 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. So when he wins big. He wins big.
Oh, easy.
Look at that. Now this is shades of 96 Atlanta.
This has got to be the best I've ever seen him.
I have this sort of memory, the 95 World Championship, which he won commandingly before he was disqualified in China. And this is really back to something like that. Try and see if I can dig out the Atlanta stats. What did he do? He was 90 kilos 89. He's a bit heavier than that today. What is he? 93, 95. He snatched 187.5, which at that time was a world and Olympic record, and clean and jerk 215 for 402.5. So that wasn't bad. And Caruso was third behind him then, and he beat Caruso by 12.5 kilos. Now, last lift will take Dobrev back into the lead, because he will be lighter. Yes, that's very good. Terrific. And the fight is on here. Haven't got totally away from Pashayev, because Dobrev leads with Petrov. They're both on 182.5, but they're only 2.5 kilos ahead of Pashayev. But now it's Petrov who'll add another 2.5 kilos on to give himself the gold medal in the snatch and an all-important advantage towards the total.
I'm sure he's capable of it, isn't he?
Well, I just wonder whether he might. I just wondered.
Great so far.
I just wondered, David, whether he might be inclined to actually go up to 187.5. But maybe they'll just take this steadily.
185 kilos is third and final attempt.
So this for the gold. Taking a bit longer about this one.
Yeah, just...
There it is.
Technique is wonderful, isn't he? He's got the strength, and therefore he can focus on the technique, and he does so. 3 good lifts, and he takes the gold medal with a 2.5 kilo advantage into the second half. But all the congratulations must go to him, and indeed to Dobrev of Bulgaria, who, having moved up a class, has also put 3 clean lifts in. And Pashayev, the world silver medalist, on 180 at his third attempt, is in third place.
Yeah, he looks as if he further, doesn't he? I must say that in the past, when I've watched him lift, he's always looked within himself, and sometimes he's taken attempts that have looked really, really easy. And you see, it almost looks as if somebody's sort of paid him off to not win the championship.
Well, I mean, I can't countenance that anyone would do that, but I mean, I know exactly what you're saying, because we've seen him on the verge of success before, and then it hasn't happened. But there it is.
No, he hasn't. It's not as if he's even gone for the weights he's needed to win.
No.
He's actually gone for lighter weights, come out and lifted them easily, and then allowed somebody else to take the medal. And
well, he's not allowed that to happen today, David. But he's head-to-head. It's Russia versus Bulgaria, with Azerbaijan, the defending champion, hanging on there in third place. 5 kilos back on Petrov, but say it'll be Petrov who'd carry my money more than Pashayev. Then Stoyanov ahead of Caruso. Only 1 out of 3 for Oliver Caruso. And then as you get further down the order, you can see a little bit too much red. But that's the man who leads. He's got 8 minutes and 20 seconds to get ready for the clean and jerk. We'll take a break.